experience. I kept getting SVG that instructions not to work. Use the 2.7.1.
Where did I have that? 2.7.
2.7.1.
Oh, could I just change that to URL?
I don't know. 2.7.1. And do the minified version.
Minified version. What's that mean?
It means that it's gonna load faster. Exactly.
It's like what variable names are just A, B, C, D?
So exactly. It's just
okay.
They get rid of the new lines, all the white space, all the they shrink all the variable names. Beautiful.
Good work.
Thanks.
What do you have in this name?
What's that?
Right here.
I'm surprised that you're not loading HTTPS yet. I'll be interested to see how the HTTPS load does when you're loading because when you're on an HTTPS site, it doesn't generally like you to load a non-HTTPS script site. So
I think Chrome will throw in an error, and it actually just doesn't load anything until you, like in the URL bar, it shows a little icon that says load unsafe scripts, which I assume means not HTTPS. But I mean, I guess we're about to find out.
how to fix a website with blocked mixed content.
Turn off all your security.
If you fix the website, just move everything to HTTPS. The problem is it's almost impossible to serve up HTTPS from the board.
Yeah, because you can't get your certificate signed, I guess, right?
Because without a domain name, it's hard to get an SSL certificate.
Yeah.
You can't sign 192.168.7.2. You can, but no certificate authority will respect it. So then you have to start trusting invalid or certificates. You have a SSL connection with an invalid certificate.
You got to set up your own certificate database, I guess. Local.
Okay, go here, go to the web GUI, button. Well, at least we tried.
Well, let's see if it's the same issue. Or it's something I didn't know.
Wait, why does this say still my first? Oh, it hasn't updated.
Shit. My second.
What is this?
That's the S.
Okay, let's reload. Oh, no, things are broken.
Well, mixed. Oh, yeah, see, it says mixed contact.
So it doesn't like miss? Did you say GitHub won't
Wait.
post mixed content?
Load unsafe scripts.
Let's see.
There we go. Yeah, I was right. You know, Tamu's bus map thing does the same thing. It's really stupid.
Tamu's bus map does the same thing.
Yeah, you can't open it on desktop without loading unsafe scripts because it didn't stick them.
So where was that option?
It was right up here. Right here, it shut here. I can refresh this. Oh, wait. Let's just see that? So insecure content block. This page is trying to load scripts from unauthenticated sites. And you just hit load unsafe scripts, and now that works.
That's wild. So I'm controlling the internet.
No, because if I load this page on my computer, I won't see this, but it'll be pressed. I mean, I'll see this, but it won't. Pressing your Beaglebone.
You gotta plug your Beaglebone into it.
Yeah, because we're still contacting a local IP address right here.
Got it. Okay. Now that's graphics.
So I've got the things for accelerometer, yes.
Sorry.
Magnetometer, I'm still struggling.
Maybe tomorrow.
I want to do something new tomorrow.
Okay.
We know the encoders worked. I know if you're just trying to wrap up because it's after 5.
Well, yeah, kind of. We don't need to have the magnetometer running this week. If you can provide what steps we have to take later to access the magnetometer? That would be totally okay. I think you were ready to graph any other
Yeah, so
single
the
value right now, right?
right. So I can at this point we can replace this with I'm doing analog read. So instead of doing analog read, I'm going to do let's fork. Then do read text file in my new file is now this magic file. Now, so let's see, we have value size now. Does this matter? I don't know. Let's save and run and find out. Read text file. Reading that file. I'm not getting any errors. That's funny. That's the funny part to me. But yeah, I'm not plotting anything. My values are no longer going to be between 0 and 1. What's the maximum? Let's find out what the scale is.
What are you reading?
There's sys bus IO devices IO device 1. That scale doesn't tell me much.
That's the value of a least significant bit.
Maybe. Let's look at the documentation. Kernel.org documentations. So we want to go here to. This is going to be in the ABI. ABI. It's probably testing. AO accelerometer. That's not useful. That is not useful either.
We should make a list of all the places we do the documentation. Or that this is what you're supposed to.
I don't think I'd be able to read this. Even if you gave me this link, I wouldn't know what to do with it.
Which one?
The one you were just looking at?
Oh, this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Danielle said we should write this link down, and I said,
Well, I was saying we should make a list of all the places you go for documentation, because, I mean, I don't know a lot of that stuff exists.
Okay.
But I probably put it over there, but I can.
No, I think
something.
you'd be closer to me.
Put this in your Word document.
What?
I mean, don't. There's no button at the bottom of your Word
Are
document.
you jealous of my Word document? Is that what you're saying? Trying to test its power?
I mean, it will work.
Make me a better website than my Word document.
I don't have time to learn this. Check.
Oh, now we're making excuses.
All right, so read text file was good here, right? So
I didn't say I wasn't gonna make excuses.
did I do B dot? Why is it complaining? So I run the draw graph function. So how about I just change the axis? So let's just make this negative 20,000.
Whoa.
I don't know what the scale is.
Wait, what are we reading?
The accelerometer.
Oh, but shouldn't it be like just 20? Plus or minus 20?
Well,
Maybe it's 5 Gs, then it's plus or minus 3.
I don't know. So it's going from about.
Oh, this is raw.
And I don't know what that's the raw, but what's the calabias? I don't know, what does that mean?
Calibration library.
Calibration bias, whatever.
Oh, there you go.
Yes, it's not like
So I don't know how to use this calibration bias.
I think that would be the opposite.
You think so?
Yeah, but I wouldn't know. I don't know.
I was just going to start by trying to plot some raw data.
Yeah, well, then this is fine then. It's just the raw single axis.
And so when I get the data back, right, it comes back in, it just comes back in X, right? So let's remove error. But I'm not getting updates and I'm not getting errors. That's where I'm confused.
Well, when you were plotting the potentiometer, what caused it to loop?
This right here, the set timeout.
So it does the job of
It
making
does the
graph.
job, and then it says, "Hey, come back again in 20 milliseconds." So run the draw graph function again in 20 milliseconds.
Yeah. Okay.
And the draw graph function says, sets the data, draws the graph, then issues a read for new data. This is where to read the data, and when you've got it, it calls this function analog read. So that causes this function to run. So probably
Because we would have robots go and figure out how to build the time machine, and then go back to the past, and then write this code for us. So that's how you know in the future.
Did you finish?
Hmm?
Well, you must not have succeeded because it's not written.
Exactly. So we didn't create a good enough AI in the future.
There you go. Or time travel is not possible. One of those two.
Yeah.
Can't believe that was.
But
Or we changed our minds.
we decided not to go ahead and do it.
Stupid laws.
because then we would never learn enough information in order to be able to do it.
I'm sure the robots would just do it for us, and that's not good. Good.
But then we'd never be able to create the robots. We could create the
Or the
paradox.
person, or the person with the time machine is very, very responsible.
Very irresponsible and not gonna use
They just have the technology and they're like, can't use this, mess things up. I'm not that responsible, so.
When all else fails, printfs.
You might want to add some, I guess I'd do this for you. You're probably gonna have to add some JavaScript in here because this code will only work if this